Hello everyone, this is Jeff from Ballworks Entertainment, and today I have a ghost story for you. A personal ghost story that I experienced along with my little sister, once together and other occasions apart. At this house we lived in southeastern Ohio, we believe we're haunted, and we only lived there like 7 years or 8 years, but we believe this house is haunted. There was a back room that most likely was a dining room, but we never used that back room. We always only had a dryer in it, and it was always empty. That room always stayed the same temperature. It didn't matter what time of year it was. If it was 95 degrees out, that back room still stayed 60 to 65 degrees. It never went above or below. Same way in the wintertime. It'd be cold out. It could be 10 degrees out there, but that back room would still be 60 to 65 degrees. But anyway, we were playing on a step that went up in this back room upstairs. And my sister and I were playing on the steps. And like I said, I was 10 or 11. She was either 7 or 8. And we was playing with cars or whatever toys we was playing with at the time. As we was playing, my sister said she felt a tug on her shirt. And when she said that, the next thing you know, something looked like it just pulled her backwards off the back of the steps. She's about halfway up. And she didn't really fall down the steps. She just went backwards and landed at the bottom of the steps. And she got up. She said, and I asked her if she was all right. She said, yes, she's fine, but she didn't know what happened. It felt like somebody pulled her off the steps. So we didn't think nothing of it being kids, so we just kept on playing. And after we was playing, we just left. Well, a few years later, we had separate experiences when I was in my bedroom and she was taking a bath. But my story was I came home from school one day. It was probably 4:30, like a normal school day. And I turned on my radio and I put my books on my dresser. I said, well, I'll rest here and listen to the radio for a few hours before dinner. So I started listening to the radio and I got an uneasy feeling that I was being watched. And the hair on the back of my neck and all over my body stood up. I just had a feeling being watched. And I happened to pick my head up off the bed and look at the doorway. And there in the doorway standing was this figure of looked like a little boy outline, but it was like a white mist that you could see through it. And you couldn't make out any distinctive features, but I tell you, it had me scared. I was probably 12 or 13 years old at the time, but I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't explain the feeling, but I just had to leave at that time. And all of a sudden, that figure just disappeared instantly. It was gone. And I hurried up, turned the radio up, ran downstairs, and then I went outside to hang out with my friends. I didn't know what to think. A little bit later, a month or two later, my sister had a similar experience, but we had a bathroom upstairs that had a bathtub in it. It didn't have a shower. My sister usually took a bath. And right beside the bathroom was my brother's bedroom. And when you walk in the bathroom, on the left was the tub, and the spigot faced away from the door. Whenever she took a bath, she didn't want to have her back to the door that day. She had that uneasy feeling like of being watched like I had, she said, and she turned her back to the spigot to look at the door because she just felt uneasy. And her hair on her neck stood up and all over her body, and she had that feeling of being watched like I did, like I said. And then she yelled out, said, Jeff, quit playing around. That she thought it was me playing a prank on her. So she said I didn't answer. Then she yelled again and said, Jeff, quit playing around. I'm trying to take a bath. When I didn't answer again, she looked out around the door, and in my brother's bedroom, you could see out the hallway, she could see out a little figure like I described, a little boy that you could see through. And it was like a white mist, as I explained everything I said that she said. And she got really scared, she said. Put a towel around her, ran down the stairs crying to my mom. She explained everything what she had seen to my mom. And when I got home from what I was doing that day, my sister told me about what she just seen. And it was the same ghost that I seen. I told her what I had seen. And that happened a month or two before that. Like I said, I believe that house was haunted. My sister, all of us do. Because my brother and my mom and all of us didn't like going through that back room up the steps. It was just creepy. You could get cold chills every night. You walk up there, especially at nighttime. But even in the daytime, that back room was creepy. But to go up the steps, nobody liked to go up it. But that's my personal ghost story that I have. Leave a comment about your ghost stories and tell others what you think if you feel like it. I appreciate you listening. And this is Jeff from Ballworks Entertainment signing off.